going on, everybody? It's your boy Soulfly Trades here, back with another video. And in today's video, I just want to talk about how SPY just smacked me today. SPY literally traded in a weird range, at least in the time frame that I trade, which is around 6:30 to 8:30. And I want to talk about the two trades that I took that went against me in both directions. I took a call and I took a put. I got stopped out of both. My first trade was a loss of around $81. And my second trade, I lost around $120 simply because I tried to scale up on my second trade because I thought we were going to see some downside. But let's go ahead and just talk about it. I just want to show you guys what happened. So long story short, I was looking for 435 calls once we got down to this area to tick back up to 437. At this point in time, I was looking at my 1 minute and my 5 minute because we just opened, and I usually use my 1 minute and 5 minute. The first, I'd say 30 minutes, and then I moved to 5 and 15 minute after that. So I took my first call option right here at the bounce of this 435 level with a stop loss right below here. So we bounced up, things were looking good, and we started to reject. Long story short, I got stopped out around, I'd say 15 minutes later, once we broke below. And then I was like, okay, we broke below, and we had relative weakness all day. But so my second trade was 435 puts to try to take down to at least 432. And the reason why I wanted to do that, I just want to show you guys SPX really quick to show you SPX's movement. Let's go to the 5 minute on. No, let's go to the 1 minute on SPX. As you guys can see, in the beginning of the day on SPX, we just kept rejecting this 21-day EMA right here. So, it looked like we had room to the downside. It honestly did. The way this was following this trend here, it looked like we just had room to the downside. So long story short, on SPY, I got in these 435 puts on this. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find where I'm at on my charts. And where I think, I could have done better with this trade was simply because I took puts on this retest right here of 435 when I should have waited for more of a 5 minute confirmation, because as you can see here, if I'd have waited on the 5 minute, I'd have seen that we really wasn't rejecting it the way I'd like to, and I would have sat on my hands more. So that really was my fault. The second trade where I lost over $120 on that trade, that was, I missed some information, which is usually happens. Not usually happens as far as like I'm always missing information, but I'm saying, like, you mess up sometimes. Basically, you can't expect to be perfect all the time. And today was the first day where I've lost like $200 in like a month. So I'm very happy about that. I should say $200 in a day in like a month. So I'm very, very happy about that one. But yeah, I should have took a retest on this 5 minute for puts, because I wouldn't have taken it here simply because we wouldn't have had price action that I'd look for puts. Maybe, let's say maybe right here, but no, volume was still pretty low right here. Yeah, volume was still pretty low. It's nothing major that I'd look for. There's no big rejection off of this level. So I wouldn't have taken it if I'd have looking on my 5 minute, but I didn't. So I made sure I journaled that down in my journal. Remember, always keep a journal and trade and journal your trades after you're done trading, so you can hold yourself accountable and you can learn from your mistakes. But yeah, I got stopped out on my second play. My stop loss was right above VWAP. Um, basically, yeah, right above VWAP. So we pushed above, it stopped me out, and we just kind of tanked back down. And at first I was like, man, should I hop back in? Should I hop back in? I was like, no, I'm just gonna call it a day because I'm over my limit. I'm my $200, I mean $100 a day. You know, I'm over my limit. So I'm gonna call it a day because there will always be tomorrow. And price action, I just want you guys to see how prices, barely moved. We were so stagnant for like almost an hour right here, dip below, come back, dip below again, come back. And, price action here wouldn't have been valid for me to keep trading this simply because I know we're not trading from level to level. I like to trade from level to level. Say, for instance, 435, and I want to take calls back up to 437. You know, that's how I trade. I don't trade like, oh, I'm a trim at like, what is this, a couple cents? Almost not even a dollar. It's like 60 cents, 70 cents you can trim. I'm not saying you can't make no money in that, but me personally, I like the best risk to reward. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys how SPY smacked me today in both directions and just show you guys that trading is hard. It's not easy, especially like when you guys see me make money. Trust me, it ain't easy. Um, you got to really work hard for this and keeping your mental intact and everything like that. And some days are easier than others, and some days are more challenging than others. Like today, for example, was more challenging. Um, but yeah, same thing. Let's look at a video really quick. Everything just basically dropped and just, reclaimed. Nvidia exactly touched my little trend line I had here too, right off of it. So yeah, everything is just trendy in a stagnant kind of way. See, look at that. We just keep coming back down to this 419 area. But it was expected for the market to cool off because we've been going up for a little while now. But I'm interested to see what Nvidia's earnings on the 23rd, to see if they gap up overnight or gap down for my swing options. I'm very interested on that. But yeah, other than that, I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll be working on another PowerPoint pretty soon, talking about supply and demand. Basically, this is supply, and then this is demand. So, I'll be working on that to try to get that out to you guys, to put that in my playlist to teach people how to trade. But other than that, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.